Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. I'm pretty sure in the last episode everyone was kind of just throwing out ideas of what they could do to help out their very shitty situation, but I don't think there's anything too good of an idea. Amane went to go honk the horn of the bus. That apparently worked, so I guess they'll go from there. I don't know what else happened in the last episode. I really don't, so I guess hopefully I'll eventually find out. I think they're still messing with the bus, so there's that. Before we jump into this and everything, I'd like to state that this is the 20th episode, not of the playthrough, but of Amane's story here in the playthrough. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's a good thing, but if, let's say, every episode was 30 minutes, then, well, that should tell you how long we've been at this. So I think a little over 10 hours, maybe, or around 10 hours at this point. I don't know, but so far, so good, I would say. I want to say that this is kind of like a 20-hour story or something for me, because I read really slow, and I keep on talking in the middle of things, and in the beginning of these episodes, kind of just wasting time. Anyways, I don't really know what they're doing, but I guess we'll find out right here as I read this out loud. So let us resume. I almost said begin, but no, we're resuming. Kazuki and I divided the job of searching the wreckage of the bus for potentially useful items, but the noticeably important things had already been carried out. The only new discoveries were a few discarded magazines and a slightly dirty blanket that had been used as cushioning in the luggage compartment, as well as a small metal box containing a bare handful of tools and a single fire extinguisher probably designed for use against vehicle fires. Nothing to write home about, in other words. I had tried to go in without much in the way of expectations, but there was definitely a part of me clinging to the faint hope of discovering something. An armful of canned food in some unexplored nook of the luggage compartment would have sent me back to camp jumping for joy. When that hope was dashed, the disappointment hit me much harder than I had expected. We're done, dude. Everyone's gonna die, including Amane. The present is not real.
その質問、今日だけで4回目よ。そして私は毎回同じ答えを口にしている。
Has she been asking that question? I'm sorry, guys. I really cannot remember.
なるようにしかならないし、なんとでもなるから今はただ希望を捨てずにできることをしなさい。だよね。分かってはいるんだけど、どうしてもね。
For now, we simply do what we can. In those words, there was a slight glimmer of optimism. The suggestion that at some undefined later we would escape. But that vague hope was too slippery to cling on to. I couldn't see anything but overwhelming, unpredictable reality. The anxiety and uncertainty was almost too much to bear. It felt as though someone had suddenly dropped an enormous whale in front of me and told me to fillet it with a single fruit knife. Holding back tears, I was thrusting my tiny blade into thick, unyielding blubber, tormented by a sense of futility, doubtful I was accomplishing anything at all, just waiting for something or someone to tell me it's impossible, just give up. In such a situation, I couldn't help but sink into pessimism and passivity. Is help coming? When will they arrive? What if they never find us? Can we possibly escape on our own? Can we possibly survive this? I knew full well that anguishing over such unanswerable questions accomplished nothing, but before I realized it, they were oozing out from the dark corners of my mind. Is this another one of those involuntary psychological defense mechanisms designed to push us through life? When I asked Kazuki, she shook her head and told me flat out, no, that's probably just your personality. During the time we spent in the bus, I swear these names come up and I just hesitate. Kaneda and Komori apparently completed their kite. Everyone left their personal projects behind for a while and gathered to watch the launch. The string they'd used was a slender fishing line taken from the tackle box. Its tensile strength was a point of concern. So it was decided to run an initial test flight without the cell phone attached. The length of the line was about 100 meters, leaving aside the cell phone part of the plan. If we could get it up that high, someone might notice it from the road. But as it turned out, well, reality isn't quite that convenient. It was, after all, a kite made by a bunch of amateurs from rough visual memory. There wasn't any realistic chance it'd soar beautifully into the sky. After many failed launches, the makeshift kite ended up crashing into the ground and falling to pieces. To be perfectly honest, everyone gathered there had been more or less expecting as much from the very start, even the girls who constructed it. The failure didn't inspire any wailing or gnashing of teeth. Even if it had floated up perfectly, there was still the lid of trees hanging thickly over this valley. Weaving even a well-constructed kite through the gaps in the canopy without tangling it hopelessly in the branches would clearly have been very difficult. Even so, Kaneda and Komori said they'd give it another shot and immediately began repairing their broken kite, but apparently the general feeling was that nothing more was going to come of this. Everyone left them alone with their mangled construction and headed back to their own stations. In the end, Kaneda and Komori never did succeed in getting the kite into the sky, and later that day, Mr. Ochi told me that it probably wouldn't have achieved much anyway. We were geographically quite close to the town Mr. Ochi had been born and raised in, and from what he said, the cell phone reception in the whole area was notoriously awful. What's more, take a look at a map, and there's a nicely paved national highway running straight through this region. But we'd fallen while driving down an old back road. Apparently it was in frequent use when Mr. Ochi was a student here, but nowadays almost no one takes it without some specific and compelling reason. He'd chosen it as a detour, concerned about traffic on the highway heading home. Unfortunately, the entrance to the road was narrow and inconspicuous, and because of the poor condition of the surface, it was sealed off every time heavy rain fell. As a result, the traffic was extremely light. In the first place, we wouldn't have plunged off the road if there had been a proper guardrail on that tight curve. Well, no. You could have still, plunged right off, but if there was a guardrail, at least people who would be taking the road would see, someone fell. So, it probably wouldn't help too much, but maybe, help them from not falling. No, it would not help from them not falling. They would definitely fall. A bus is a very big shit. Even if we got a cell phone well above the cliff, there's a good chance it wouldn't pick up a signal. I thought we should probably pass on this information to Kaneda and Komori, who were even then absorbed in repairing their almost certainly useful kite, or useless kite. When I suggested as much, however, Kazuki frowned and told me to let it be. Rather than wasting effort on a losing bet, wouldn't it be more effective to have them trying out something else? In response to that question, Kazuki smirked slightly, cocked her head slightly to the side, and asked me if I was willing to hear out a bit of complicated stuff. That lightly mocking body language of hers was getting on my nerves, but I agreed to listen. After stressing my request for the clear and concise answer, or concise version, what the fuck, of course.
私たちがここに来てまだ2日目よ。今はまだ拡散期です。つまり今は多くの無駄を重ねて加減を学ぶ時期なの。放っておいてもそのうち勝手に学んで無駄をしなくなるわよ。
To summarize, we were newborn infants relative to this environment. We needed to be allowed to wail, wriggle around aimlessly, and pop things into our mouths. Otherwise, our maturation process would be crippled, apparently. I sort of understood what Kazuki was getting at, but when I thought about how those two would feel when they discovered their hard work had been in vain, I couldn't help wanting to let them know. Turning my back on Kazuki, I walked over to Kaneda-senpai. She was perched on a moderately sized rock, her brow furrowed with earnest concentration as she tried to untangle a complex clump of fishing line.
Huh? まあ知ってたよ。
The fuck? Wait, was this the girl who had the big-ass, gash on her head? Kaneda received my hesitant advice with unexpected composure.
佐久間先輩からそんな話は聞いてたしね。
佐久間先輩から？
I turned around to face the other person in question, still tirelessly flinging her battered cell phone high into the air a few meters away.
どういうことです？
ああ、実は上の道路にいた時から県外だってのは分かってたんだ。
Slightly before the bus plunged off the cliff, Sakuma had casually opened her cell phone to check the time, and noticed the words "no signal" in the corner of the screen. She even remembered worrying idly about how we would call the police if we got in an accident out here.
じゃあ電波が入らないことを知っていて、それでも携帯を投げ続けていたってことですか？
Is it a sort of like false hope thing?
まあそうなるかな。でも絶対に入らないと決まったわけじゃないし、たまたま私の携帯が県外だっただけで、他の携帯、他のキャリアなら入るかもしれないだろ。
Okay, so all phones, let's say, have, equal, quote unquote, reception or the ability to grab reception or service. But like different people here can have different carriers. Does that increase the chance? Maybe? You gotta ask yourself exactly what are the carriers and how many. Because, you never really know with areas that haven't really been touched. You really don't. For that reason, she decided to try borrowing Ibuki's phone, a different model on a different network, and tossing it instead. Alright, I guess we're experimenting regardless. But Ibuki said if anyone was going to throw her cell phone around, it would be her. In the end, the two of them ended up out here, tossing and picking up their phones together.
結局のところ、伊吹の携帯でもダメっぽいんだけど、ほら、私はこんな性格だからさ。無駄だって頭じゃ分かっていても、体を動かしてないと落ち着かないんだ。そういう性分なんだよ。
I guess I can sorta understand that. Thinking back, Sakuma had approached basketball with a similar mindset. No matter how overwhelming our opponent in the next match, she would practice diligently, even knowing we would lose, even when she was the only one left in the gym. She'd keep right on going.
バスケの試合にしたってそうだけど、やれることはあったのにっていう後悔が一番悔しいと私は思うんだ。どうせ負けるにしろ、やるだけのことをやった上での敗北なら、勝利はなくても満足は得られるし、その次につながるだろ。
Words very typical of Sakuma, well known in our team for her silent dedication. She stood out for her skill, but apparently removed herself from consideration for the captaincy, preferring to avoid placing herself above others. However, there was one person whose mood took a rapid, obvious turn for the sour at this little speech. Her roommate in the dorm and partner in the valley, Ibuki.
私はクマ先輩のそういう無駄に暑苦しいところとか苦手です。それに、電波が入らないって話、私は聞いてませんよ。
Ibuki had been drafted into this exercise in futility without her knowledge. Judging from the way she was biting her lower lip and squeezing her cell phone tightly in her hands, she wasn't happy about it. The girl had a tendency to complain fairly easily, a trait that often left her somewhat isolated from the group in both the classroom and on the team.
あれ？言ってなかったっけ？
そういう大雑把で忘れっぽいところも嫌いです。
悪かったよ、ブッキー。
With those words, Sakuma casually slipped her hand around Ibuki's waist, drew the younger girl close, and rested her chin on top of Ibuki's head.
ブッキーって呼ばないでください。
Pouting, Ibuki mumbled that even her classmates had started to pick up that stupid nickname. Apparently, even seemingly mismatched individuals could develop some fairly intimate bonds, given enough time together. Staring at the two of them, I entertained some idle speculation about which one would be wearing the pants, not even noticing my cheeks growing hot. Apparently, my trivial delusions were showing pretty clearly on my face as Sakuma gave me a broad, almost boastful grin.
だから言っただろ。 君たちが思っているほど私たちは仲が悪いわけじゃないってさ。
はあ。
君の相方はどうした？あの風見って子は放っておくとへそを曲げてすね始めるタイプだと思うよ。
Nah, I think she's fine, but I think she enjoys the attention.
まさかあの和樹ですよ。
Kazami Kazuki didn't need anyone's attention. To her, I was nothing but a personal chef, a convenient servant girl, an occasional object of amusement. And if Kazuki really needed to, I was pretty sure she could pick up cooking quickly enough. Give her a while, and she'd probably be good enough to leave me very nearly worthless.
わかっちゃいないね。全然だよ、スオアマネ。だったら君はどうしてあの風見和樹とのペアを選んだんだい？
それは
Pick her? I didn't really have a choice in the matter. As for why things turned out the way, or that way, it was probably because we both realized I was the only person on the team capable of putting up with that fiercely unique personality of hers.
じゃあさ、風見に同じ質問をされたとき、こう答えてみればいいよ。
As Sakuma leaned over to whisper in my ear, I caught a strong whiff of the refreshing, citrusy scent of her body. The way her breath tickled my ear as she spoke didn't help either. I froze stiff as a statue, unable to really focus on processing the meaning of her words.
それでバッチリ。風見が君のことをどう思っているか、はっきりとわかると思うよ。
What did she tell her?
でも、強い言葉だから、あまり頻発しない方がいいと思うな。それが私からのアドバイス。
Well, what is it? I may need to use these words like IRL, man. Or do they not work for me?
はあ、さようで。
Damn, dude, they're really gonna hold this against me for a while. Or hold it away from me. I'm actually gonna forget probably this entire situation when this stuff comes up again, if it does. I didn't really get it, to be honest. It felt like the most likely outcome would be Kazuki laughing in my face. Then again, it probably couldn't really hurt to give it a shot sometime, if I had happened to remember, like I won't.
ほら、お姫様がへそを曲げる前に戻りなよ。
お姫様ね。
Not that I found Sakuma's theory particularly convincing, but I did decide to head back in search of Kazuki. However, her shoes weren't in front of our tent. I took a quick look inside anyway, but there was no sign of her. What's this? Where'd she get to now? Well, Sakuma may not have been too far off the mark. Leaving Kazuki unattended for too long didn't seem to be the best idea, considering this habit of casually strolling off without a word. Don't tell me she's wandered off into the forest again. Maybe she was actually doing this on purpose? Waiting for me to come looking for her? No. I was definitely reading too much into this now. That said, there was no reason to think Kazuki was coming back anytime soon, and considering that blunt personality of hers, the longer I left her to her own devices, the more likely she'd end up quarreling and causing us trouble. After heaving a little sigh and mumbling a few complaints about my nuisance of a partner, I ended up trotting off in search of her like the hopeless soft touch I was. As it turned out, though, my search wasn't a particularly arduous one. Kazuki's whereabouts came to light within 2 minutes. Well, I guess better luck this time than the last time when it took like 30 minutes. Or something along those lines. It took way longer than 2 minutes, that's all I know. And I think it was the same day, too. Yeah, this is still the sixth day, what the fuck? The second day. I discovered her shoes lying neatly side by side in front of the largest structure in our camp, the conspicuous 6-person tent. That's why I accidentally said 6, as I read 6 right there on accident.
和樹いるの？
When dealing with a tent, knocking isn't exactly an option, so I hesitantly called out to her through the door.
いるわ。入っていらっしゃいな。うん。
As instructed, I removed my shoes and crawled into the tent. The interior was dimly lit, muggy, and filled with the overpowering stench of disinfectant and sweat. I let out a small, reflexive groan of dismay.
どうだった？電波の話。金田さんたちに伝えた？
Even as Kazuki spoke, she was applying disinfectant to Sakurai's wounded stomach. Oh boy. Maybe we shouldn't be in this tent. Maybe the gloomy lighting had something to do with it. But the gash across Sakurai's abdomen and the rough fishing line stitches holding it shut seemed all the more gruesome today, to the point I could barely stand to look at it.
悪いけど、手すきのようなら広岡さんの額のタオルを変えてあげてもらえる?
Oh, I really just would not want to be in here.
わかった。
I turned to the other side of the tent as requested. Hiruka-san was lying nearby with a damp towel on her forehead, repeating long, deep breaths. Her eyes were squeezed tightly shut. It was obvious at a glance that she was still suffering from the fever brought on by breaking both her legs. The howls and moans... Sorry, guys. The howls and moans, which had continued throughout the night, had gone quiet that morning, so I had assumed her condition has improved. But it was clear to me how... Sorry. But it was clear to me now that she'd simply lost the physical strength to scream.
広岡さん、大丈夫?
Anyone with a set of functional eyes could tell in a second that she wasn't remotely alright, but I couldn't find anything else to say. When I took the towel from her forehead, it was burning with such heat that it could have been resting on a hot iron plate. She was drawing regular repeated breath, but there was no response whatsoever to my question. Although she seemed to be awake, she didn't seem fully conscious of her surroundings. Soaking the hot towel in a plastic bag filled with cold water, I gave it a very light squeeze, then replaced it on Hiruka-san's forehead.
ありがとう、風見さん。
Nope, I don't think she's fully conscious of her surroundings.
私じゃないわ。今あなたを見ているのは周防あまねよ。
ありがとう、周防さん。
そう、意識をしっかりね。呼吸のタイミングを忘れないように。
ごめんね。
いいのよ。
Kazuki kept up to... Sorry, guys. I'm okay, I swear. Kazuki kept up her conversation with Hiruko-san without even turning around. In that moment, watching the silhouette of her back in that dim tent was strangely reassuring to me. There was something strong, almost dignified about her just then, as though she were some famous physician, utterly confident in her role. Having completed her disinfection of Sakurai's wound, Kazuki began to quickly wind the bandages back into place, speaking in an ice-cold voice as she worked.
桜井さん、包帯で蒸し暑い上に縫った傷がかゆいのはわかりますが、かきむしらないでください。かゆみというのは軽微な痛みのことです。かゆいということは治癒が進んでいる証拠なのですから、どんなにかゆくても我慢してください。
You know, there actually was a time in my life where I had like hella rashes and everything. I had no idea how it happened, but it's not as easy as it sounds to just endure that kind of shit, whether it be a rash or just, you know, your body healing in some sort of way. It is really hard to like go against that urge just to scratch the shit out of whatever it may be. It's very difficult, guys. It really is.
はい、ごめんなさい。
どうしても我慢できないときは呼んでください。その時はまた消毒します。
わかりました。ありがとう。
また後で様子を見に来ます。
With those words, Kazuki crawled out of the tent, signaling for me to follow with a glance. Well, at least we're out of there.
包帯を洗いに行こうと思うのだけれど、私はうまく手が使えないから、あなた付き合ってもらえる?
Let's do it, dude.
それは構わないけど。じゃあ、行きましょう。
I caught a quick glimpse of long strips of cloth blackened with blood in Kazuki's hands, presumably Sakurai-san's old bandages, but in the next moment, she turned her back on me and abruptly began to walk off. What was this? She seemed to be in something of a bad mood. Unfortunately, it was a little difficult to tell for sure in Kazuki's case, as she was more than a bit brusque at the best of times.
広岡さんと桜井さんの状態はどうなのか。
That is actually not what we were thinking.
それが聞きたいんじゃなくて。
I guess that's exactly what we were thinking.
できれば彼女たちには聞かれたくないの。移動しながら話しましょう。分かった。
Well, that explained the sudden exit. Kazuki's estimate of the medical situation wasn't as pessimistic as I had feared. Sakurai's abdominal laceration was apparently healing relatively steadily. Wow, awesome. The larger problem was Hiruka-san and her fractured legs. Yeah, that shit's fucked. Although Kazuki had straightened her legs, which is good, pulled the bones into place, which is also really good, you gotta do that, and fix them with makeshift splints, fucking perfect. The blazing fever that accompanied the injuries showed no signs of receding. Hiruko-san wasn't exactly what you would call robust or sturdy fuck. Let me start that sentence over. I don't know why I'm fucking up here. Hiruko-san wasn't exactly what you would call robust or sturdy to begin with. At present, she'd weakened to the point that her body was incapable of accepting the nourishment it needed to heal. They tried to feed her a light soup, but even crushing the small chunks of potato with a spoon to make them easier to swallow. But after swallowing a mere 3 mouthfuls, she insisted she was completely full. And continuing to feed her regardless only resulted in her vomiting back the entire meal. That's garbage.
それでも安静にしていれば少しずつ回復に向かうとは思うけれど。
When I said that was garbage, I didn't mean like, oh, that's bullshit or that's literal garbage. I meant like, that really fucking sucks.
時間がかかるってこと？
それもあるけれど、薬が絶対的に足りないわ。
Our only source of medical supplies was a single first aid kit we'd kept on hand to treat scrapes during practice. Although we were well stocked in band-aids, disinfectant, and pain-relieving patches, we lacked antibiotics to prevent lacerations from festering and drugs to bring down the agonizing inflammation caused by bone fractures.
彼女たちは自分たちが集団の中で負担になっていることを気にしているわ。
Well, I mean, they kinda are, especially when the shit goes into the later days and we start running out of everything.
わざとらしく優しく接すると彼女たちの自責に拍車をかけかねないから、できるだけ自然に接してあげた方がいいわ。
Also, that wasn't a spoiler. That's actually how this shit goes down, alright? Like, when you're in these sorts of situations, I don't know why I'm whispering. When you're in these sort of situations, like, you're going to run out of things. And when you have wounded that you've been trying to take care of, yes, they're kinda in the way. And they're also taking up supplies. And that would explain why she seemed oddly impassive back there, I guess. I actually was not reading this, so fuck my life. Well, I had to admit it, but... fuck, what am I reading? Well, I had to admit it would probably be exceptionally creepy to have Kazami Kazuki, of all people, treating you with tender compassion.
それで、あなたの方はどうだったの？
Oh, with the fucking phones?
携帯電話の電波が入らない可能性があることを金田、小森のペアに伝えに行ったのでしょ？
彼女たちそのことを知っていたみたい。
そう。
無駄かもしれないと分かっていても他に何もすることがないし可能性もゼロじゃないからって。それと佐久間先輩からの新情報だけど、上の道路でも携帯は圏外だったみたい。先生も先輩もなんでもっと早く言ってくれなかったのかな。
電波の入りが悪かったのは先生が学生の頃の話だから、今は改善されている可能性もあるという希望を残しておきたかったのかもしれないわね。
You'd think it would, that the service would have improved, but nope, I guess not.
それにこんな状況でしょ？ 先生としてもなるべくネガティブな意見は口にしたくなかったんじゃないかしら。
気持ちはわかるけど、そういう情報って早めに出し合った方がいいと思うな。それに変にペアなんか組まずにみんなで一丸になって情報を出し合ったり仕事を分散した方が効率がいいと思うけど。
This whole idea of dividing ourselves into pairs that would operate independently had been Kazuki's suggestion. It's true that the difficulty of keeping everyone supervised was dramatically reduced under this system, since everyone would naturally be keeping an eye on their partner. But that was pretty much the only benefit I could see. Everyone cooperating seemed more likely to produce good ideas, and it felt like operating in one large group would reduce the weight any given individual was carrying on their shoulders.
それがそうでもないのよね。意見の数が増えるだけではまとまりに欠けるし、負担が減りすぎる個体が出てくるのもまた問題なのよ。
どういうこと？負担が減りすぎる？
あまね、あなた働きアリの法則って知ってる？
Nope.
知らない。何それ？アリ？
話すと長いから選択しながら説明しましょう。
Oh, great. A fairly long explanation. Apparently, Kazuki had pushed us to adopt this pair system, with all its seeming drawbacks, in an attempt to avoid a specific organizational problem known as the worker ant principle. It was obvious she was fully prepared to give me another headache-inducing lecture, so I asked her to give me the short version, which went something like this. Within any relatively organized group, the appearance of individuals who toil diligently at their job tends to be counteracted by others beginning to neglect their work. For example, in ant society, inside a colony, an organization operating under the leadership of a queen ant, there are apparently not only the familiar worker ants, but also a sizable population of slacker ants that spend most of their time wandering around aimlessly. If you pick out all the hard-working ants who take their duties seriously and place them into a brand new colony, a fairly consistent percentage will lose their previous enthusiasm and transform into slackers. And back in the old nest, where all the hard workers had suddenly vanished, a good chunk of the slacker ants will soon begin throwing themselves vigorously into their work. It's apparently a well-observed phenomenon. This principle isn't limited to ants alone. It applies to human societies as well. This natural tendency to lean heavily on the overachievers makes efficiently managing an organization in the long term much more difficult than one might imagine. I'm sorry, there's so many damn words on the screen. This sort of like system here where the words kind of just pop up on the middle of the screen is starting to get annoying because we've been at this for like what, 3 hours now? By dividing us into pairs, the colony was decentralized. Everyone was essentially forced to help their partner, making it harder to coast along as a slacker. On top of which, it would be possible to encourage competition between the smaller groups, producing a meteoric rise, in net producitivity per capita. I don't even know what I'm reading anymore. Or something. I did more or less understand what she was trying to say, but to be perfectly honest, I couldn't shake the feeling she was just deftly pulling the wool over my eyes.
つまり、ちゃんとした意味があってペア制度を採用しているってこと？
そういうこと。今はそのメリットをあまり感じ取れないかもしれないけれど、そうね。例えば集団の中で喧嘩が発生した時とか、その意味が見えてくると思うわ。
よくわからないけど、和樹がそういうのならそうなんでしょうね。
なんだかそれ、あまり好きではない言いようだわ。言いたいことや不満があれば遠慮なく言いなさいと言ったでしょ。
ごめん、別に不満とか思ってないし、ただ和樹の言うことなら間違いないかなって、そういう意味で言っただけだよ。
She's always right, huh?
あなたは私の奴隷ではなくお友達でしょ。それともそんな風に思っているのは私だけ？もしそうならそれはあまりにも悲しいわ。
怒らないでよ。別に皮肉を言ったつもりもないんだし。
もしあなたが私とのペアに不満があるのなら、他のこと変わってくれても構わないのよ。
No, no, no. I like this.
あ、その言い草こそ傷つくな。あなたこそ別に私じゃなくても便利な女なら誰でもいいのね。
そうは言っていないでしょ。
そう聞こえたもの。あなたこそ私とのペアに不満を。
All of a sudden, the words Sakuma had whispered into my ear popped vividly into my mind.
何あって。だいたいあなた、どうして私とのペアなんて受け入れたの？
Are we actually going to hear or know what Sakuma said? And did the music, the sad music that's been playing this entire time, finally stop?
それはね、和樹のことが一番好きだからだよ。
Ooh.
はい。
Is this what was whispered to Amane?
だからこのメンバーの中で私は和樹のことが一番好きだからあなたとペアを組んだの。
Oh shit, boy.
ああ、そう。
和樹は私のこと好き？
包帯を洗わなきゃ。
Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
和樹？
Huh? What? Was this really happening? Kazami Kazuki flustered with embarrassment. Amazing, Sakuma senpai. It really worked. I'll give a testimonial for your what? Infomercial? Yeah.
ねえ和樹、私のこと好きなんでしょ？それも大好きなのね。
Oh man, we're gonna be taking this way too far.
うるさい。私は今忙しいのよ。くだらないことを話している暇があったら手伝ってほしいのだけれど。
ああ、ごまかした。図星なのね。
図星とかそういう、どうしてそんな言い方をするの？言わなくてもわかることでしょ。
No, 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 no. We don't know any answer. We gotta know from you.
和樹。
Jesus Christ, dude. She was so ridiculously adorable that I couldn't help myself. Sneaking up behind Kazuki, I gently rested my hands on her shoulders, then leaned forward and nuzzled my nose against the back of her head. Wow. With a hysterical little shriek that could only be described as alarmingly out of character, Kazami Kazuki jerked forward, lost her balance, and pitched face first into the marshy stream.
和樹ごめん、大丈
あなた、自分には同性愛の趣味はないって言ってなかったかしら？
夫？いや、ないけどさ。でも今はそれも悪くないかなってちょっと思ってる。
Oh my
あ
god.
なたとなら。
Don't you fucking tell me, dude.
うかつだったわ。いい？あなたが今感じているその感情は吊り橋効果で説明ができます。落ち着いて、もう一度自分の中の感情を整理してみましょう。
服濡れちゃったね。脱がしてあげる。
Alright, we're ending it here. Whatever happens next, whether it's nothing or something, we'll figure that out next time. So we'll leave that in suspense. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more. That's it for me. See you next time.